Good morning and welcome to all of you here. My name, as most of you know already, is Hannah Hardy, and I teach first grade here at Rocky Ridge Elementary School. I am so excited to welcome you and be able to share this program and induction and teacher mentoring plan with you. This is a passion of mine, and I'm so excited, one, that you are here, share this with you. And I'd like to start off by saying congratulations on accepting a position here at, in my opinion, of what is the best school that you could have chosen to either start your career or pick up from a previous career that you've already had at another school. Whatever the case may be, wherever you may be in your life, we are so excited that you have chosen Rocky Ridge and that we are welcoming you into our family, our school. We love to say that we are a family, and we're so happy you are here. And I would like to start off also by giving credit to a couple of colleagues of mine who helped me put this presentation together. Again, my name is Hannah Hardy, and I wanted to give credit to Miss Disa Stevens, Rachel White, and Chris Edwards for helping me put this project and this program together. And I will be mindful of your time. And thank you so much for joining this virtual induction teacher mentoring plan. And we will go ahead and get started. All right, so first off, I would like to, let me move my screen over here, share with you our mission here at Rocky Ridge Elementary School and our vision. Now, I won't read this off the screen. You can take the time to read it yourself. But in a nutshell, here at Rocky Ridge, we focus on collaboration. We focus on having a family atmosphere involving all stakeholders, community members. Safety and supportive environments are our main focus, and that's a big part of our mission. Communication is effective. We love to create engaging, challenging, real-world experiences. Respect, empathy, and inclusiveness is also a very big part of our school here. And our community will provide opportunities, in this last sentence here, important, to be problem solvers who promote a positive impact locally and worldwide. So we're really passionate about community outreach and creating those problem solving opportunities so that our students can have real world experiences and to take what they're learning from the classroom to the real world and be those successful democratic citizens that we aspire as educators for our students to be. And our vision here at Rocky Ridge is to create a community of lifelong learners. And we are, again, here's those words again, committed problem solvers and responsive global citizens. We are very proud of our mission and our vision. And we're going to moving right along. Now, as new teachers, whether you are a brand new teacher or you are new to Rocky Ridge or Hoover itself, most of you, I believe, in here are all brand new teachers. And it is very vital and important that we address this big thing here, which all of you know, and I know you learned in college, of the Alabama Educator Code of Ethics. And again, I'm not going to read this for you. You can look over it. The Educator Code of Ethics is just the professional behavior of educators that we, as almost all professions, have a code of ethics, such as the medical field and law enforcement and all the military, all areas in our adult lives have a code of ethics, and the Alabama Educator one is definitely for sure something that you need to familiarize yourself with and just be understanding of what you are expected of, what is expected of you, and it'll keep not only those around you safe, but also yourself safe. And that is the big goal here of the Code of Ethics, is to protect the health and safety and general welfare of students and educators. So again, like I said, not just your students, but also protecting you. So it is very important that you know and understand these different Code of Ethics. And here I have listed a link to the full document below, but I have went and put just a quick guideline of what they are and the standards. In that link, if you click it, you will find, and I will share this presentation with you so that you have access to it. But if you click that link, under each of these standards, there's a list of examples and things that are unethical versus ethical relating to that standard. But just for this presentation, this is just an overview of the Code of Ethics. Standard 1, professional conduct. Demonstrate conduct that follows generally recognized professional standards. Trustworthiness, you always want to be trustworthy and truthful, exemplifying honesty and integrity. Of course, that's very important. Standard 3, unlawful acts. You should always, of course, abide by federal, state, and local laws. Most of these are self-explanatory, but it is vital that you do look at these and understand these and know these, because these are just things that are expected of you, and you should know that every educator is just expected to know and understand. And so this is your opportunity to be presented this information. Standard 4, teacher-student relationship. Again, self-explanatory. You should always maintain professional relationship with all students, both in and outside the classroom. We know as teachers, and educators, we have to be mindful of when we are out in public and what we are doing. And yes, you can have a life and you can, be separate from your professional setting, but just be mindful of what you are doing, because there are eyes everywhere and you are in a professional setting at school. So social media, being very careful with what you do when you're out in public, and just know that there are, expectations for you. Standard 5, alcohol, drug, and tobacco use. Again, self-explanatory. You should refrain from any of these substances or possession during professional practice, and should never use illegal or unauthorized drugs in practice or outside of practice. Standard 6, public funds and property. An educator entrusted with public funds and property should honor that trust with a high level of honesty, accuracy, and responsibility. And that will be another meeting that you get with our school bookkeeper. This is just an overall standard for all Alabama educators, but we have a meeting that you will have with our bookkeeper. His name is Mr. Rex Richety, and you will get a card to spend your local and state money for your classroom. And I'm not going to get into all of that right now, because that is we call it the Rex Show. He loves to do that every year. And that is not just for new teachers. He does his spiel of information for how to use your spending card. He does that every year. So you will be very prepared on how to use that card, and just to know that standard, the code of ethics of be mindful of your spending. Of course, don't go spend school money on personal items. Standard 7, remunerative conduct. An educator should maintain integrity with students, colleagues, parents, patrons, businesses when accepting gifts, gratuities, favors, and additional compensation. Standard 8, maintenance of confidentiality. You should comply with state and federal laws, always, local board policies relating to confidentiality, personal records, standardized test material, things of that nature. And standard 9, abandonment of contract. So an educator should fulfill all of the terms and obligations detailed in the contract with the local board of education or educational agency for the duration of the contract. And again, these are just a brief part of what these code of ethics are. If you go back and click that link I shared, it'll give you a very detailed information about what all of these standards could look like unethically and ethically. And again, I did not create these. These are just the code of ethics that is for the state of Alabama. This information was taken directly from the document that I shared with you at the beginning of the presentation. All right, so let's get on moving. And next, I would like to talk about, so as a brand new teacher, I know it can be scary. We have all been there. Every teacher in any classroom that's one thing we have in common. We have all been a first-year teacher before. And so we know the horrors that you face and the scary things ahead of you and things that you may be worried about or unsure about. And so we know personally, and also for the sake of this presentation, I have interviewed several new teachers and incoming pre-service teachers to see what are they saying? What's their biggest challenge? What can we take from these teachers to put into our plan to help them be prepared and to help them be successful? And this is just a couple of snippets from those interviews. And again, I would like to state that the teachers that gave me this information are left anonymous for teacher privacy. One of the first things that in the interviews that I heard was a teacher told me that she did not feel prepared to lead parent conferences and lead meet the teacher nights or parent nights and just parent communication in general. She was nervous. She felt that she discussed in the interview how she thought that in college, she was well prepared to write a 36-page lesson plan on a 20-minute phonics lesson and include all of the things that she needed and to check all the boxes of a perfect lesson plan. However, she did not receive much instruction or guidance on how to handle parent communication. And as a veteran teacher, I can relate to know that and share with you that that is very important. Parent communication is a vital part of being an educator and being a teacher in general. My mentor teacher, when I was starting out, told me, I will never forget, she said, parent communication to a teacher is like communication between spouses in a marriage. It is detrimental. You have to have parent communication in your classroom to have a successful school year and to just everything run smoothly. And so that is a big thing that we here in this mentoring program like to focus on. We took this information from the teachers and we are putting it into action. So another thing that I heard from another teacher in an interview, she said that as a new teacher, she had to learn the hard way about documenting talks with parents, student behavior, and knowing when to email a parent or not to email a parent. So this is kind of like this is a separate teacher that told me a different thing that they were unsure about and challenged about when they became a teacher. They said that they learned by getting in trouble or reprimanded for not having documentation that they needed. And she said in her interview, I was never taught that. And so I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about what this teacher was saying in the interview. She said that she had her very first year teaching, she had a very challenging student that was hurting the other children. He was hurting her as the teacher, like punching her, hitting her, ripping her hair out, throwing tables. It was just a very challenging behavior. And he was hurting the other children. And there were some threats involved of to be saying, like, he would stand up in front of the class and make threats that were not allowed at school, or pretend that certain blocks were weapons or different things like that. So very, very serious things that were happening. And she, of course, like her instincts, she told me in the interview that her instincts were to immediately report anything that was dangerous or a weapon, or when she was getting hurt or the other kids were getting hurt. But she did not know. And in this interview, she discussed with me how she sat down with the principal and they were asking her, where's your documentation? Where have you written down every single day that this student did this behavior on this day and this time, and this is what happened, and this is when I contacted the parent? And she said, oh my goodness, she had no idea that she was supposed to be writing down every single incident, because it was happening so much throughout the day that, I mean, but when she started doing that, she had pages and pages and pages of documentation. And so she was just sharing with me that she had no idea, no one ever told her that how important documentation is, because in her first year teaching, you're learning all these new things. And that was something that she brought up as a challenge for her. And lastly, another teacher told me, again, this is 3 different teachers. Another teacher that is about behavior felt unprepared to handle student behavior problems, felt uncomfortable with discipline, not really knowing how the school prepared, or how that she wasn't prepared how the school would handle discipline problems. And so we have taken all of this information into account and added it into this mentoring program. And not only this is just a snippet of things. Of course, these are just extra things that maybe aren't normally thought about when we're thinking of mentoring programs. So I'm going to continue right along. And this is the rest. So this part of the presentation is going into our school in general and special things about our school. So because you are new here, we're so excited. We want to share with you things about our school. We are a STEAM certified school. We are one of 3 of the first ones in Alabama to be a STEAM certified school. So we have a remarkable STEAM lab, and we have Mr. Schaffel, who is our STEAM instructor teacher, and he does a STEAM special with every class once a week. So that is one of the specials your class will go to once a week. We have STEAM integration into general education as well. So not only outside of the classroom, but inside of the classroom. And to help us with that, we have a STEAM representative per grade level. And that representative, so on your grade level team, you will have a STEAM representative who will be in charge of collecting photos and uploading them to a file each year. And that goes into our database, and it just gives us our documentation and our ways to reflect at the end of the year of all the things that we have done revolving around and incorporating into STEAM in our school. We are very passionate about STEAM here at Rocky Ridge. Our special education operations, we have a referral process, eligibility, IEP plans, and the least restrictive environment service options. So we also have a blue room in our school. It's near the first grade hallway, and that is a room that is completely covered in blue padding for severe behaviors or calm down corners, calm down rooms, things like that for students that need to go in there and have that moment of to be expressive of their emotions, but also to be safe. And that is part of our special education unit. We have 2 separate special education representative or teacher areas. We have one for pre-K to 2, and we have one for 3 to 5. And those, we have multiple aides in the school, and special education operations is a big part of our school here at Rocky Ridge. And we really thrive and strive to be inclusive in the classroom and get all students in the classroom. And we also have a multi-handicap room that is separate and is not inclusive into the general education classroom. However, different students from those grades will be included in those grade field trips and different activities that may be going on throughout the year. All right, English language learner programs. Miss Tomlinson is our ELL teacher, and she is wonderful. And an ELL student, just a brief overview, a student who does not learn English as their primary first language. And we pride ourselves here at Rocky Ridge as being the most diverse Hoover City school. So we have students from all over in multiple languages, some of which include, of course, we have our Hispanic and Latina and Latino students that speak primarily Spanish. And we also have a lot of students who speak Arabic, and we have students of Asian descent, and we have students from all walks of the country, of the world. And we are so excited that they are here with us. And so Miss Tomlinson works very hard to, she has her pull out program where she pulls students certain times of the week. And then she also does a push in program where she will come into your classroom and be there with that child so that they are not pulled out of that general education classroom so much. And then the access testing, we actually are working on that now to assess these students and where they are to give them the best possible instruction and plan that we can. And that is testing them on their speaking, listening, reading, and writing. College and Career Academy. Now, this is not so much for our elementary school, but this is just something we like to mention because it is actually called RC3, and it is a new addition to Hoover City Schools, and it is in the high school area where high school students are allowed to choose to go and participate in culinary arts or the firefighting or carpentry or medicine or welding or auto mechanics, different college and career opportunities for them to work towards in order to go into the workforce when they graduate high school. And this is a 165,000 square foot facility filled with latest technology, industry standard equipment, and it has been a huge success here at Hoover City Schools, and we are very excited about it. Students have the opportunity to learn and dig about different career paths if college may not be where they want to go, if they want to go straight to the workforce, or if they do want to go to college and enhance their career already. Students have the opportunity for dual enrollment also to earn both high school and college credits. So that is something else that we pride ourselves in at Hoover City Schools, not Rocky Ridge specifically, but Hoover City Schools. Technology in the classroom. So this is a little bit about what you will get as a classroom teacher when you start your classroom this fall. Classrooms are equipped with digital equipment and wireless connectivity. Every classroom will have a document camera. Every classroom has a smart board with 2 smart pens. Students have access to programs and storage space to complete a variety of projects. So some of those programs include our school provides and pays for Pebble Go and Myon and different technology and different programs like that they have access to. Seesaw is another one. Students K through 5 are provided with a Chromebook, and 3 through 5 take them home. And pre-K does not get Chromebooks, but they do have a class set of iPads that they have separate rules for. They can only have 15 minutes of screen time a day. So they just have 2 iPads in there that they have the availability of using every now and then throughout their centers in their day. Students have access to safe and accurate information online through the digital literacy program. Of course, we are very proud of the digital literacy program. All right, so speaking of our pre-K programs, we have here at Rocky Ridge, we have one pre-K class, And it is one of 5 pre-K schools in Hoover, Alabama. And Hoover City Schools was granted 5 pre-K 5 schools were granted the pre-K programs back in fall of 2019, and that is when it started. We are very excited about our pre-K programs here. And since then, each one of those schools, a couple of those schools have gained another unit of pre-K. However, it is still just in 5 of the 11 elementary schools here at Hoover City Schools. And we are hoping that one day it will continue to all of them. But again, we are so excited about our pre-K program. Some of the statistics here about pre-K students are prepared for kindergarten. They outperform their peers. They have higher attendance rates. They're less likely to require special education placement, less likely to repeat grades, just getting that extra exposure before they come into kindergarten. All right. And it is also, Governor Kay Ivey is also working toward getting kindergarten as a requirement for kids in Alabama also, so that is great news. Literacy programs here at Rocky Ridge, we have Project Read, a literacy lab, and a rewards program to really incorporate and increase those community of reading. We love literacy is really an exciting thing we do here, and we're excited with all of our literacy programs and excitement that we have going on with our rewards program. We'll get into all of that a little bit later. This is just an overview of what we do provide here at Rocky Ridge. Teacher support. So we have a math coach, her name is Marissa Tate, and a reading coach who is Erica Robinson. And these 2 ladies are phenomenal, and they work directly with our teachers. They go to board meetings and they work with teachers and other coaches from the district. And then they come back to our school, and they are always available to you to provide you with manipulatives that you may need, help with parent emails if you need help with anything regarding math or reading. They are your people. So remember those names, Marissa Tate and Erica Robinson. And they also do, I put this in the middle here, weekly planning meetings with the coaches. So that is something we're really excited about. They will actually create your lesson plans for your grade level. They will see where you're at. They will meet with you, look through the teacher edition book and see where you're at, what your class is working on. They will create those lesson plans, share them with you, and provide you with all the resources you need. We are so grateful that we have a math coach and reading coach here at Rocky Ridge. And we just want you to know to make sure that you utilize their support. They are here to support you. And you'll get to know them throughout your time here. All right, mentor selection process requirements. So each one of you will get a mentor. That's what this main thing is all about. Each one of you will get a mentor. And that mentor will stick with you for your time here at Rocky Ridge. They will be your person that you are with throughout your time here. Skills, they will possess exceptional professional skills, personal skills, communication skills. They will have at least 5 or more years of teaching experience. They are committed to this. They want it. They signed up to be a mentor. They want to mentor you. They are excited. They are able. They are capable. Their ability involves goal setting, strategies for student growth. They are there to help you. And they want to give you feedback, positive reviews of the teaching profession. And they also want to tell you about the things that may not be positive, but to help prepare you for things that you will encounter. And they want to observe and give constructive feedback as well. This is a brief overview of our timeline, starting in August, beginning of the year, training and preparation and luncheon. We love this. I did this as a new teacher. It is one of my favorite things. The PTO provides a lunch for the mentees and the mentors, and it's really just a time for them to meet in August and get to know each other and talk to each other and really just meet and get to talking and seeing who each other are and making a plan for the year and just getting excited about the new school year. And then throughout the school year, the mentor and mentee will meet once a week to plan, give feedback, and reflect. And then the beginning of the year mentor program survey. This is filled out by the mentor and the mentee. September, October, and November, really all similar. They look pretty similar. So the mentee will observe the mentor teaching. The weekly meetings you'll always have those weekly meetings, and they don't always have to be at school. If you want to meet your person for dinner, or if you want to meet them, if you get to know them so well and you become great friends, you want to meet at their house, you want to meet over the phone, you want to meet on FaceTime. It does not have to be a specific meeting where you sit down and you have to be at the school at this time, at this day, every week. It can be what works for you and your mentor or mentee, however it works for you. The importance is that you are talking and just working together. and knowing that you have that support. The mentor will observe the mentee's teaching in October. So that's a little bit different. In September, the mentee will observe the mentor. October, the mentor observes the mentee. And this just gives you an opportunity to talk and maybe see things the other person didn't see, and gives you things to talk about in your meetings. Again, continued weekly meetings. January, we're doing those observations again. And then February again. So mentee observes in January, mentor observes in February, just to give you another opportunity to share and see what your other person may not be seeing or may not know to ask. I know that was very helpful for me. My mentor shared with me some things that I didn't even know I needed to ask because I was new. I had no idea. So it's just a way to give you that more support that you need. March is continued weekly meetings. April continue, and May end of year debriefing and reflection, and then that survey again at the end. And all right, my friends, that about wraps us up. Does anyone have any questions? Of course, you can stay back and ask us if you don't want to ask in person or in front of anyone else. And again, I am so grateful that you are here. Please do not hesitate to reach out. Dr. Uswate, our principal, is a wonderful principal and administrator, and she is always there to be helpful. You can always come to me. You can come to any of these folks up here with me. You can ask us anything. We're here to support you. And again, we are so grateful you're here. And thank you so much for joining. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.